Premier League this season is a wide open race. I'm talking about most teams can have a chance of getting their hands into the title this season, but not everyone is going to keep up with the same consistency until the end of the season. But to get you the picture of what I'm talking about, Manchester United is number 10 with 10 points, and then number 1 is Arsenal with 16 points, and the gap is 6 points. Even though there's a traffic in between them, but the gap is 6 points. That means if Arsenal can lose 2 games and Manchester United win their 2 games, they will be in 16 points and the same points as Arsenal. So that's how we look at this thing. But beside all that thing, we have like a surprise package that you can look at teams like Crystal Palace, Tottenham Hotspurs, Bournemouth. And I think the surprise package of them all, it's more of the Crystal Palace. Look at a team that wasn't doing well, and then Oliver Gladner came in last season, and then he showed us that he's a great coach. He won the FA Cup, and this season he beat the champions to win the Community Shield. And he has been have a 19 games unbeaten until Everton was like, you know what, now we are taking over. But I can tell you one thing. If you look at that team, you look at a team that is well organized, even though they are playing a 3-4-3 that Amorim has been struggling with, but Amorim was number 10, those guys are up in number 4, number 5. So let me tell you something. You look at the team, you look at the league, you look at the title race, and you're like, who's going to win it? Everyone is picking Arsenal this season. Not because Arsenal are showing everyone that they are clear favorites, it's because there's a lot of struggling teams like Man City, Liverpool with their big new money signing. But now, I will start with the champions, Liverpool. What is the problem with Liverpool this season? The problem is they spend their money on big money players. They sign in Florian Wirtz from Leverkusen, and they sign in Isak from Newcastle, which is 130 overall and 116 for Wirtz. So if you look at Wirtz playing at Liverpool, it shows you that this is the guy that is playing, I think, on my observation, in the wrong position. Not because he's not an attacking mid, but if you look at that midfield of Liverpool, you have Gravenberch and McAllister. The problem is, Gravenberch is not a number 6 that will just win the ball and give it to McAllister to move with the ball so that Vitz can play. Gravenberch is the number 6 that moves with the ball, and the time he spends moving with the ball, it's closing up the gap for Wirtz. And Wirtz is the most dangerous player when he's running with the ball than just collecting the ball and pass it. So that's why I think Wirtz is still going to struggle until they change the way they do it, which, in my opinion, I think if they can put Wirtz in the left, maybe play as a hybrid winger 10, then maybe he can be more dangerous coming in on the left because of the space that he'll be getting. And another thing is, Liverpool play with the inside forward that is not really helping the team because Vets need a space also to play. Salah and Gakpo are coming in. Let's move on to Liverpool, from Liverpool, and then let's move to City. City, obviously, they have their big money signings as well, but not that big. But they have the great talent that they've signed, which is Ryan Cherky, Reinders. They have those guys. But now Reinders is the one that playing, and then Cherky has been struggling with injuries. And City have been playing the different football that we haven't seen from them in the decade. I don't know. City now are clearing the ball, just kick it. We will find out so they can regroup. They are not playing any tiki-taka. It looks like they don't have a formation. They're just playing. And I'm like, maybe rebuilding is not a nice thing to do. So I think they will find it hard to challenge the way they are playing. And I think now teams are even not scared of City. But then let's look at Arsenal. Arsenal have been the best number 2 ever since these two are fighting each other, like Liverpool and Man City. Arsenal has been there in the mix, trying to be like, guys, we are here. And everyone has been telling Arteta that you need to sign a striker. And guess what Arteta did? He went in and signed Gyökeres. So far, it's okay. It's not great, but it's okay because the striker is starting to learn the new teammates. Probably they will find a way to make him shine. And then they went and spent their 60 million on Zubomendi, and which for me, I don't think why they did it, but most people, they know he's a great player. But I think Arsenal is the world balancing right now in the Premier League, and everyone is picking Arsenal to be there here to do this. But if Arsenal don't do this year, it's going to be a problem for Arteta. Let's move on from the top 3. Then you have a lot of teams that you expect to be on the top 5 as well. Teams like Newcastle, Chelsea, one of those teams, they're supposed to be there. And then you have a surprise package of Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, and Tottenham Hotspurs. And you're like, how long are these guys going to sustain this performance until the end of the season? And you're looking at this, you're like, nah, maybe they will sustain this as long as they can, because this is one of the greatest things they are doing, especially if you're looking at the Crystal Palace. They are hard to beat. Like, this is the team that is hard to beat. They don't have all these superstar names, but they are hard to beat. And you're looking at their squad as a left, and Gay was about to leave on the last day of the transfer window, but I think the coach pulled their strings, was like, nope, if this guy leaves, I'm leaving. So that's why they still have their captain Gay, and they are playing an incredible football with Mateta and Sa front doing the things. And then I think they can sustain this, even if they don't gonna finish in the top six and everything. But I think they're gonna finish in the European spots again. And for them, playing a Conference League this season might help them actually if they win it, so they can go to the Europa League. Even though they didn't go to the Europa League because of some of the things they didn't do well in terms of the management and all that stuff. But now you're looking at the league as it stands. The league is just wide open for everyone. All the teams now can challenge for it, because in the beginning, when Liverpool wasn't losing, everyone was like, yeah, the champions are doing it. But I've been saying that the champions were playing not like champions, even though we're uploading them for winning 1-0s, coming up in the last minutes of the games and grab the win. We were thinking, oh, that's a championship mentality. But the way they were playing, I wasn't convinced. I was saying that this is not a good look. And then now they started losing. They lost actually 3 games in a row before the international break, and now they're coming back. They're going to play Manchester United, who's already struggling on their side. And I'm not going to talk about Manchester United a lot in this video. But I will tell you one thing, that this race is wide open. So what do you think will happen if this race continue like this? But I think most of the teams will look into their squad and their system and think about, what if we beat the big teams? So Arsenal this season have been winning most of the games that we're struggling to win in a couple of years ago. And then when you look at Arsenal, this is the team that has been able to win against the big teams and struggle against the small teams, and which has been causing them the chances of winning the league. There was a year where they were actually leading the race in the league, and then people called them the chokers, because at the end of the day they didn't win the important games. And I remember their season was dented around December when they were playing Fulham and Aston Villa. This is where actually everything went wrong. And then there is a big money players that everyone has been talking about. That's $1 billion spent on Chelsea. Those guys are down there in number 7, and they haven't actually have a good start of the season, even though they played 4 derby games in the beginning of the season, which is not easy games. As much as people there look at that and be like, oh, this is small teams and all of that, those are not actually easy games, because those are derby games. So they are finding themselves there with 11 points, and I think they still want to challenge. But I think when we look at the league right now, we will actually find out who are the challengers maybe after the first round is finished, because right now I think everyone is going to beat everyone they're able to beat, and City doesn't have a fear factor anymore. They are playing ugly football, I can tell you that, because they, at times actually they just want to kick the football in the front so they can regroup. They don't have a strategy that they are using at the moment. So if you've been watching this EPL, now we are coming back for Game 8 after the international break. We're going to go to another international break in November as well. But you're looking at Liverpool, they have a tough fixture as well. You're looking at all the teams that are up there. They are having tough fixtures that they need to win. Some of the games are must-win games. Some of the games is like, if you get a draw, you are lucky. But I can tell you this is not the Premier League that you've been watching in the past decade or so. This is a different Premier League that everyone is excited, because everyone can get it. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you click that like button, share, subscribe, and comment, and tell me, which team do you think will win the Premier League this season? And are your predictions still okay, or now you have some changes in your prediction? Because the teams that's coming from the championship, they are also doing well beside Burnley. So we will see you on the next video.